Hey there, my name is Richard and thanks for dropping in today. You know, I had a whole script worked out for this video today and I'm just gonna throw it away because something big happened yesterday. This channel hit 1,000 subscribers and a huge shout out to all of you for making that milestone possible, for making it happen. Thank you. And a second thank you to all the gamers who watched the gaming versus reading video. Hundreds of you have subscribed, and there's more coming about parents and gaming. And one other thing, thank you for all the really great comments. I try to answer every one. I learn from you guys every day. This is really kind of your channel. So if you have an idea or something you want to hear about, just throw it out. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so here's another reason that I threw out today's script. I came across some really creepy stuff that parents should know about. It's about this topic called sharenting. And if the term sharenting is new to you, here's what it means. It's defined as the overuse of social media by parents to share content based on their children, such as baby pictures or details of their children's activities on social media platforms. To make it simple, posting too much stuff on social media, that's sharenting. Now, I did 2 earlier videos on this topic, which are over here, in which I talked about the risks of identity theft because of our social media posts and also negative things that sharenting might be teaching our kids. But what I'm going to talk about today is totally different. Now, we all have social media accounts. We like to post our kids, right? We do, almost all of us. But here's the thing. A recent study found that 25% of users of social media don't use any privacy settings. No privacy settings. That's millions of people. Millions of families, actually. And if you are one of these and you're posting on your account, everything you post is accessible by the public. Anyone can see it. Anyone can see photos and information about your family and your kids. And anyone can learn stuff about your kids. And man, can they learn a lot about your children and very easily. I don't need to tell you that there are some adults that take a sort of special interest in young children. They take a dark interest in kids, predators, pedophiles. We don't know who these people are. They could be someone living in another part of our town who we've never seen before. Or they could be that friendly person living on our street that we would never ever suspect. Whatever, we want to keep our kids as far away from these people as possible. But as we will see in 2 seconds, we may be giving away information that makes it easier for these types of bad people to find and gain the trust of our children. What the is going on? Is there a paint can back there? My gosh, there's a paint can on the set. Well, that's crazy. Let's get this out of here. All right, there, that's a little better. Don't know how that got there. By the way, if you think this topic is important to parents, please tap the like icon. That way YouTube, the YouTube algorithm, will show it to other parents. And if you really like it, please tap subscribe. I always love new subscribers. Now let's look at the info that we might be posting about our kids and why someone with bad intent might want to get that. And by the way, I have a little extracurricular activity coming up in a few seconds that you can try on your own, and it will show you how easy it is sometimes to find pictures of our kids by just using Google. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so here's what can be learned about our kids if we don't have our privacy settings perfect. And they're pretty hard to set up and make perfect. I don't know if you've ever tried. Depends what the platform is, but it can be pretty complex. The first bit of data is obvious, the child's first and last name. Next up, the address where the child lives. So you might say, my address isn't on any of the social media platforms that I post to. I was very careful to keep it out. But here's the thing, if you have your first name and your last name, you and your partner, all you have to do is a Google search, and in a few seconds, there's gonna be plenty of hits that show where your address is, unless it's a very common name like Bill Smith or something like that. So pretty easy to uncover the addresses of your family. And there's more information available that's even more personal about our kids. For example, the name of their pet, where they go to school, what sports or activities they engage in, what their teacher's name is, their birthday, names of friends, even the route that they take to get to school. You might say, all right, this is weird, yeah, but so what? So I'm going to paint for you a quick picture with words. I'm going to paint with words. Now, let's do an imaginary pretend here. Let's say we have a child on their way to school. Child's about 9 years old. Child's name is Wyatt. He's walking to school and a car pulls up slowly. There's a person in the car and says, "Hey Wyatt." Maybe it's someone he has seen over the bleachers at the soccer games. Or maybe it's someone he's never seen before in his life. The point is, if this person has personal information about our kid Wyatt, it's very easy to build up some trust with him. So the mystery person lowers the window and says, "Your dog Fluffy got hit by a car and your teacher, Mrs. Jones, told me to bring you to school fast. Can you get in the car real quick, please?" Now that just hits all the notes, doesn't it? See how that info can easily build trust with our good friend Wyatt? The whole stranger danger thing we've been teaching our kids goes right out the window. Now, how would a stranger know about my dog and my teacher's name? Must be okay to get in this car. I should be able to trust this person. Well, all that info was available through our social media posts if they weren't private, if they weren't secure. Someone with bad intent can harvest everything they needed to build trust with our kid, Wyatt. Now, I don't know if people are actually harvesting this information and driving around in order to try to abduct a child. I don't know that for sure. All I'm saying is it's creepy as hell. And second, I'm saying that maybe we should think about not posting so much stuff on social media. Or, controversy alert, not posting stuff about our kids at all. And I know what I just said here is pretty controversial. Social media has become, to many of us, an important part of our day. It's fun. But if I have a choice between keeping my kids safe and posting a picture of my daughter doing a cannonball in the pool, I'm going to select keeping my kids safe every day of the week. That's my #1 job. So here's the little creepy exercise I told you about, a little bit of a homework thing to do. Think of a couple kids you know that are pretty young, under 10 years old, for example. Could be much younger. Now go into Google and put in their name, first and last name, with quotes around their name on each side. Hit search and see what comes up. See if anything comes up. Then try putting in one of their parents' names. Again, first name and last name. So this is interesting. I did this with a couple of the young kids that I know. And within about 10 seconds, I started getting all these very, very personal photos of these children that I know through Google. Just a public search. You know, nothing secure at all. And when I looked a little closer, I realized that Google had pulled them from Twitter posts. Now, what does this mean? What I'm guessing is that the parent has not set their privacy settings on their Twitter account. They're probably on several different social media platforms, maybe Instagram, maybe something else, maybe Twitter, certainly Twitter. But it's not set on Twitter. So the pictures are coming through to the public. Could also be that they do have privacy settings on Twitter, and somebody else, another family member, is thinking these are cute pictures and posting them with their names on Twitter. So that can happen too. Reposting, obviously, from other family members who are not quite as maybe computer literate as the parents. Whatever the reason, it's not something I would want for my kids. And I think many of you would agree with me on that. And we really should be aware of this as parents. Bottom line, it's about keeping our kids safe. I hope this week's video gave you some new insights about social media. Next week, I'm going to discuss another important topic about our kids and sharenting, social media, and that is, how do children feel about their privacy with parents who are continually posting somewhat personal photos of them online? That should be an interesting discussion, especially when we get up into those preteen and teenage years. So I hope you will tune into that one next week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on that next video.